What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 30. Is this mic too high? 34 of Contemplations with Austin West. We're almost there, folks. Good to be here with y'all. I'm rather enjoying not coming in with the topic and just riffing off the top of my head and figuring out what the episode's going to be about after the episode is done. So, let's get right into it and start talking about the crazy shit that happens in my life that I don't typically talk about with everybody. And I downloaded with Chris Hager today. Shout out Chris Hager. Closest brother in this life, best friend, favorite human being, and a very talented, incredible channeler. If y'all don't believe in that, cool. I love that for you. If you guys do believe in that, and I recommend booking a session. No single individual has helped me more on my growth path in this life than that individual right there over the last 3 years. Shout out Christopher Hager. And I was downloading something that happened to me last night with him this morning. And then as I was thinking about coming on this podcast, what am I going to talk about today? I'm like, man, there's still things that I don't talk about publicly because I'm afraid of what people think. Book it! Let's get into it, y'all. Wild shit happens to me. You know, obviously I talked about the mantids, but I have these experiences like I did last night that are so beyond real. I know it happened. I know it was real. I know I'm already feeling the openness and expansion from it that maybe this gives other people permission to start talking about it too. Because this comes down to my fundamental premise about what I believe this life is. We're in a spiritual existence. This physical reality, I'm looking out my window right now, ain't got shit to do with what we're experiencing. This is just the physical representation of what is happening on a level spiritually that is what makes this whole reality magical, y'all. Magical, literally. It's magical. I was asleep last night. And not even around, I woke up and I looked over at my alarm clock and it was exactly 5 o'clock in the morning. And I was in this dream state. And in this dream state, there was my brother in there. There's this two other friends that I know that work at yoga studios around here. Like, I remember some familiar faces in the dream, but there was like a crew of us, and we were in some sort of like Scooby-Doo-esque. We were like solving mysteries or something like that. I can't remember the full extent of the dream, but what I remembered was towards the end, right when what woke me up, is I remembered this feminine figure, very dark and dense energy, feminine figure, was standing across from me. And I had done this like email sync to her frequency, and then bam, this in the email sync is like, you know, because dreams can only talk to us in symbolism. And so everything, because the unconscious mind doesn't have its own language, it speaks to us in symbolism that represents something deeper happening in our lives. And this dark feminine figure, and it was like a distorted version of the feminine figure, appears in front of me, and I felt this overwhelming amount of fear, and then bam, I wake up. And I went from full dream state to completely fully awake in that instant second, and it's because I felt her trying to grab a hold of me. I felt this dark figure, this dark energy, this dark feminine, this distorted feminine trying to like get into my soul's expression, as if trying to grab root. It felt like hexes and curses, like however that energy is described is what was presented in front of me. I woke up and I have this, my whole body is in chills, and I have this insane fear frequency that is trying to overtake me. It was trying to pull me into fear. And so immediately I woke up, I look at the clock, because one of the things that the mantids told me when they first came through that one time, you guys been wanting me to talk about the mantids more. One of the things that the mantids told me is a lot of times if you wake up between 2 and 5 a.m., that is your spirit team. It's your guides. It's your ancestors, your angels, your guardians, your whatever words you want to use to whatever relations you have to these spirit guardians that all of us have. We have a whole spirit team here helping us, healing us, guiding us, speaking to us, whispering to us. They like to work on you between 2 and 5 a.m. because think about the frequency of your environment. Like everyone's asleep, electricity is down, the energy of the environment is down, and so it's easier for them to do work. And so I wake up right at 5 o'clock. I feel this fear frequency. It wakes me up, and immediately I start going into the mind wanting to spin and what it is, and I go into this prayer that it's this Christ energy clearing prayer, and I speak it typically every day. Also came from Chris, and it's asked to be cleared and cleansed in the gold radiant light, the crystal red energy of the Earth Mother, and the Rose Magnificat. I seek communion and the grounding of that communion in the alignment of all the selves throughout the universes. I open myself up to those beings of light who would work with me and through me for the co-creation of heaven on earth. In the name of Jesus the Christ, in my own Christed consciousness, I command any and all negativity to be removed from here, to be encapsulated in its own light, surrounded by the ultraviolet light, and returned to its source of emanation, never again to reestablish here in me or in anyone. And there's a final section of that prayer. It's a cleansing prayer. It's calling upon the light, which is what everything is. Light, everything that we see matter is just light energy slowed down enough to materialize. And so by calling on these light frequencies, it clears my space. And so anytime I go into fear, that's the first thing I do. And so I repeated that prayer 3 times right when I woke up. And at the base of my bed, like directly across from my bed, is my altar. And I've been building this altar for 8 years now. 7 years now. And so it has many sacred items, many items that have been in hundreds of ceremonies with me. It is like my favorite place to be at ever. I have grieved, I pray, I meditate, I journal. I've spent so much time at this thing. So it is a very high frequency charged place that I spend a lot of my time. Every morning I meditate, every night I meditate. I do my prayers there, I do my mantras, I pull tarot there, all of it. And I look down through at the base of my bed at my altar, and the entire thing is blacked out. Like there's a figure standing between me and the altar. Because typically I have this beautiful painting. Shout out Stella for her incredible work. It's the psychedelic painting of all the medicines and just the impact they've had in my life. So that sits above my altar. Maybe some of you have seen it. I've posted on Instagram before. And I look down at my altar and I can't see it. It's literally like blacked out. It's almost like, you know, when they do an interview with somebody that doesn't want to see their face and they black and blur out their face. It was like that. It was like there was black and blurred out obstacle between me and seeing my altar. And it felt like that dark energy, that dark feminine, that curse, that hex, that whatever that frequency is, blocking me and where I pray. The highest frequency place in my life is when I'm at that altar. And I was immediately like, whoa, that was the being, entity, frequency. Again, I don't care. These words are so limiting sometimes. That I was feeling inside of that dream state. And so I decided to get up and go sit at my altar. And I just started praying. I started praying to cleanse the energy. I started praying to God. I started praying to my guides. You know, I work with many archetypes. I work with many guides, the Mantid Counts, the Arcturians, the Essassani, which is Bashar's people. I work with Yeshua, Gaia Sophia. It's the earth intelligence, the wisdom of the mother. Archangel Michael, Thoth, do right on my arm there. Obviously Hermetics, and Ra, the being that channeled through the text of the Law of One. And so I'm calling in support from my guides, my ancestors, my angels, my teachers to clear the energy of whatever is moving through me. And I kept feeling these insane pulses of fear pumping through my body. I would get full body chills. It would feel like I wanted to run. It felt like my nervous system was so activated in a fear frequency. It was like fight or flight. And I'm just in my lotus position, praying and being with it, grabbing I was being so guided, like grab this rock. I have this rock from this canyon. I went on the 60-mile or 48-mile river retreat a few years back through the Green River and the Red Canyon and the Green River. I can't remember the name of it. I know the river's the Green River, or part of it. I don't know. In Utah and Colorado, and I found this stone there that was just so grounding. It's like, grab the stone, start grounding. I'm like, okay. So I started grounding. It was like, grab the selenite, grab your owl feathers, light sage, light Palo Santo. And so I was just working like I was in ceremony. If you've ever been in ceremony with me, you know how this works. Like, there's levels and dimensions to this shit, y'all. And the deeper I trust and the deeper I believe in it, the more I see that this stuff is real and exists. And I'm done not talking about it. This is my life. This is how I live. This is what I believe. It has opened up everything for me. More sovereignty, more freedom, more joy, more connection to God. I see the power of prayer. The more deeply I believe in this stuff and break through the constructs of everything I've been lied and sold and told to keep me confined into a paradigm and aspect that is not me, the more I break those things apart, the more I realize how magical all of this is. So I went to work. I went into ceremony. I prayed. I used my altar items. I used the power of crystals and rocks and stones and the winged ones, the owl feathers, and I have these red raven feathers as well. And I was just listening. I got a ping to do something, so I did it. And I followed that guidance. And again, I kept having these wild pulses of this like dark energy moving through me that kept wanting to put me in this frequency of fear to like escape. I literally was having thoughts of like, go outside, run, get Cosmo, go outside, get... And I'm like, what is that? I just watched it. I trust. I'm so protected in this life. Fear no longer has a grip on me, ever, in anything. I do not give way to fear. When fear comes up, that is exactly the thing I be with. I follow it. I sit with it. I listen to it. Fear is the only thing controlling anybody's life. Literally, everything is born of love and fear. Everything in between that is just a somewhere that we fall in the scale of polarity. So when I'm in deep fear, I'm like, oh, I'm about to become free. Yes. How deeply can I feel this fear? Because on the other side of me willing to feel that, I am free. And so I was going through this process where I kept having these like energetic, literally it felt like shockwaves moving through my body, and it was mostly left side. And I would get this tingling sensation up my neck and through my head, and it was wild. It was wild. I was in that for like an hour, just like witnessing this whole thing. It felt very altered state, but also fully grounded in reality. And the message I got throughout that entire experience, especially towards the end and integrating it and talking to Chris this morning, it was like the representation of the dream was that darkness towards either my distortions of the feminine, or I've heard some wild stuff, feminine casting curses and hexes on me, their own darkness or belief or past relationships, whatever it is. That was all the representation of me ready to confront and face that because of the devotion I'm in now, the devotion I've had towards my own sexual energy for the last year, the devotion I've had to looking at my own shadow of the sexualization, objectification, me taking ownership for how I've related to the feminine within and without through my entire life, the way that I pray, the way that I trust. Remember the podcast yesterday? I feel my next partner in the field. She's already here. I already feel like I'm in commitment and devotion and discipline and relationship with her now. I haven't met her, but I know I am. I know it. There's no other way to say it. She's here. She's with me. I'm in relationship with her already. Because I know so specifically who she is that there is no one else. So I am, whether I have physically met her or not, I am in relationship with that woman because I've become so clear on who she is. There is no one else. And I'm going to know the second I meet this woman. I'm going to be like, oh, fuck, it's you, isn't it? And she's going to have the same feeling. Ah, it's you, isn't it? Oh, let's go. And so because I've been praying with and to and for this woman daily, here's the thing about prayer. Everything you pray for is answered. Everything that you pray for is answered. It just doesn't look the way you think. If we pray for strength, we are given opportunities to be strong. And so because I've been so deeply praying for this communion, this relationship, this devotion, this love, this intimacy, this vulnerability, this commitment, I'm being given opportunities to confront every aspect of myself that I need to look at to release the fear that is blocking me from being in the highest frequency of love I can to magnetize the partner in the reflection of the mirror that I have painted through the prayer of remembering her. And this was another thing. If I had dark feminine energies in me, whether they're mine or outside of mine, it's all me at the end of the day. I was given the opportunity from being prompted in my dream space to come into this waking awareness, to drop into prayer, to feel the frequency of what that is, to be able to release it and pass through. And after about an hour of going through this process, of being witness to the miracle of this process, something really wild happened, y'all. Like I said, I work with a lot of different archetypes. And all of a sudden, Mary Magdalene, the archetype of Mary Magdalene, came into my field as an ally. Like, I am here with you now. And I dropped into this meditative state, and I saw Mary Magdalene and Yeshua standing together, divine union, the full representation of the divine masculine, the divine feminine, coming into union within myself as a reflection of the devotion I have in myself, because it's all about me. No one outside of me is ever going to complete me. No one. Where are any of you still looking for someone or something outside of you to complete a part of you that you're giving your power away to that thing? I need no one or nothing outside of me. And that divine union representation that I experienced inside of me this morning, through those archetypes of the divinity of Yeshua and Mary Magdalene, I felt that activation within, which gives credence to everything I spoke about yesterday. She's here. I wouldn't be surprised if my podcast episode tomorrow was like, guys, guess who I met? I'm going to an event tonight. Who knows? I don't know. And if it doesn't happen, I'm unattached. If I got to patiently wait another month and another 6 months, I'm here. I'm patiently waiting because I know what I want. And I'm willing to become whoever I need to become in order to be the mere reflection of what it is that I want. This whole journey is on me. And so this morning I went through a huge clearing of some sort of darkness I was hanging on to by choice. We're choosing all of it too. I was choosing to hang on to whatever story was pumping through my body this morning, to give it away, to open up more space for love and open up a higher frequency level of beingness that I get to walk in, to magnetize exactly what it is that I know is coming. It was wild, y'all. And I just felt the beauty of the feminine essence when Mary Magdalene came into my... I'm going to start reading the books. I think there's a channel text about her. I can't wait to drop in to this new frequency and learn about this teacher and everything she represents. Yeah, incredible. And so the lesson here, outside of just like saying, fuck it, I'm done not sharing exactly what my life is and all the details. God, it's freeing to not hide and not care, to come so into wholeness that I don't care about anyone's opinion anymore. I don't need anyone to confirm anything about myself that I don't already see in myself. I can feel my chest open just saying that, like, so free. The willingness to speak to the truth of what's actually happening in my life is also why I think these things continue to happen. The more I speak to it, the more it opens. The more it opens, the more I'm gifted. The more I'm gifted, the higher frequency. And the higher frequency, the more I magnetize the life I want. The more I magnetize that, the more I'm in joy. More I'm in joy, more I'm in abundance. The truth is the way, y'all. Yeshua, truth is the way. Buddha. There are three, Buddha's quote about truth is like, there's three things that are absolute: the sun, the moon, and truth. Something like that. Incredible. We live in a spiritual world, but we have gotten so caught up. Kali Yuga, we're exiting that age. I talked about this last episode too. We are exiting the world, the low level of consciousness. I don't mean this derogatorily, but if your belief system is rooted in that the physical environment that we're in, this physical reality is all there is, that is a low vibrational consciousness. That is a low frequency consciousness to be in. Because it's denying, it's like, I can point to anything in science, and I can show you how that's not rooted in the physical. Because everything emanates from something. Terence McKenna has this great quote. He's like, science is a really great form of study when you understand that all they need is the greatest miracle of all for the rest to fall in place. Science can't explain the Big Bang, yet without the Big Bang, all their entirety of physics and everything fall apart. So it's like, science is like, we're going to take one big miracle, the greatest miracle of them all, and then everything else falls in place. It's like everything emanates from something. That something is our relationship to spirit. This is the whole thing of entheos. All sickness and suffering, all sickness and suffering, all sickness and suffering is rooted in disconnection from self. That disconnection from self is a disconnection from the spiritual components of mind, body, and soul. And the pathway to reconnection of the mind, body, soul is truth. Suffering of the mind is truth unspoken. Suffering of the body is truth unfelt. And suffering of the soul, which is the heart, is truth unlived. It's so easy. It's so simple. Might not be easy, but it is simple. And I'm just continuing to witness miracle after miracle after miracle unfold in my life. So keep praying, y'all. Your prayers are being answered. I promise. The more you pray, if life becomes more difficult, that is the answer to the prayer. Pray and trust that everything that happens thereafter is an answer to your prayer. That feels complete. I love you all. I appreciate you. And I'll be here for episode 35 tomorrow. And as always, be blessed.